No, it's
blue screen.
Live.
No, yeah. So it says we're live. It says we're on air. We're on air. Are we actually on air?
Actually, I'm
Hello,
on,
everybody.
I'm
if
on a
you're
chair.
air. You're on a chair. This is chair. This is chair. You want to load it up over there, Calvin?
That's it.
Gaming.youtube. And search WordTech.
Whoops, that's not how you spell word tech.
404. Is it up? It's up. GG. Okay. So, hello everybody. So welcome to WordCast. This is WordCast number what was it? 20 what? I forgot already because I'm lazy. 26. So anyway, hey everybody, welcome to WordCast number 26. We got a lot of interesting topics for you guys today, and we actually have topics instead of like computer building that took 3 blue screens to actually start to work.
Yeah, that was a little problematic.
That was a wee bit, just a smidge. It wasn't a big deal, or anything. It was just like sucked a lot.
You suck a lot.
So, would you like to go ahead and start with the first topic since it's technically yours?
Technically mine. Last I checked, I don't own topics.
This is interesting. This is actually something I wanted to see the results on.
So this was a...
Because I've always wondered this myself.
Yeah, this was an experiment done by someone on Reddit, and it was very, very thorough. So what they did...
The Reddit users tend to be thorough, man.
Yeah. What they did was they did a ton of different tests on if extra monitors lower FPS. And they used a somewhat lower-end computer. It was using an i5-6500.
Lower-end CPU is important on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A GTX 1060, 8 gigs of RAM. All in all, just like a average build, really.
Right.
Kind
of something you would see pretty common, I'd say.
Yeah. And so with this, what they did was they did a ton of different tests. They did 3 runs for every single test. There was
Which
a
is
test
like the
for,
minimum you should really do.
Yeah. They did a test, 3 tests for just one monitor. They did 1 additional monitor being powered by the GPU, and 1 additional monitor being powered by the GPU as separate tests.
Right.
Then they did with both monitors enabled. Then they did 2 monitors enabled with 1 YouTube video being played on the left monitor, powered by the GPU. The same thing with powered on the right monitor by the CPU, and blah, blah, blah. Long story short, no FPS difference. The average FPS for just 1 monitor versus 2 and 3 was all 122. The only time you started seeing a difference was when you were playing YouTube videos, and it was a more noticeable impact when it was on the CPU than the GPU. Overall, really not that surprising, but it's nice to see definitive numbers being done by someone.
It's something we kind of expected. The only thing you really see an increase in is VRAM usage, because you have more pixels to push. Other than that, in theory, you shouldn't see anything, but it's still nice to know for sure. Yeah,
and this is something with someone that's new into computers.
Yeah,
something you can share with them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
As just general info. All in all, really cool. Just something I saw on Reddit.
What were the resolutions of each monitor again?
It was 1680 by 1050 for the center monitor and 1366 by 768 for the side monitors.
Okay. That's good. That's very good.
The YouTube videos in the test were with the default layout, not full screen or cinema mode, because they felt like most people probably watch the videos in the basic bitch mode.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
it's interesting. It's kind of exciting, actually. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and it was really, really thorough, which I think was the best part about it, because it just...
Like I said, the Reddit people tend to be fairly thorough, so I do like that. I do like that indeed. That's awesome. That's great to hear. Yeah. We have 3 people watching already. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody that has joined. I mean, I'm assuming one of them is us, but...
Yeah.
Because... Well, actually, no, I'm logged in over there, too. So never mind. That's 3.
One of them would be me.
One of them would be you. You have it open. Okay, so 2 people watching, 2 randoms. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty awesome. I've always kind of wanted to see data. This is something I should have tested myself. I don't know why I never did. I was always curious about it. I always figured it would just be VRAM usage increase.
This kind of ties into something that I'm going to be doing with all benchmarks that I do. Because for those that didn't see last week's video, I have a Ryzen 1600X.
Yes. Yeah.
I had to think for a second. So I'm going to be doing benchmarks on that. And my plan for any and all benchmarks that I do is to do general, just the game running, and then a separate set of benchmarks for things that users might have running in the background. So my plan is active Discord running, YouTube video playing, a couple other apps just in the background, just to generally see, especially for CPUs.
we're getting ding dongs. Anyway, continue.
Especially for CPUs, to have something more realistic of a workload, because how many people buy a 6-core CPU and just play a game?
Yeah, that's not necessary.
Yeah,
not at all. That's not something you should do. Yeah. So
it's not accurate benchmarking, in my opinion. That's a problem I've had for a while now with a lot of the big YouTubers, is that they never do that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Next couple topics are about electric cars. So first up with Tesla.
Yes.
They have the first of the Model 3s being delivered this month. I think they're being...
Isn't it Friday?
So, yes and no. I think they're being delivered to Tesla on Friday.
Oh, okay. So they're not going to be
but the actual party where they're handing over the cars to the first 30 people.
I like how they're having a party.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
That's not even abnormal for Tesla.
I know. No, I know.
Which
it's
is
abnormal
even
for
better.
car companies.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. And that's what I like about it so much.
Yeah, so the handover party is going to take place on the 28th.
Okay.
And then from there, assuming no major issues, production should scale exponentially. The plan is 30 this month, 100 in August, 1,500 plus in September, and by the end of the year, 20,000.
Yeah, isn't the goal 20,000 a year then proceeding?
No. So this is 20,000 for just that month.
Oh, 20,000 a month. Sorry, yeah, 20,000 a month.
That's not the end goal.
I thought that was the end goal.
No, it's like 500K a year.
Wow. Okay.
Because that's what you would need to get the demand or to keep up with production.
Okay.
As of now, I saw an article earlier today. Someone had done Someone had. Oh, that's yours. Someone had checked on the. Why are you vibrating?
I don't know why I'm vibrating. That was weird. Anyway, I don't know why. I like vibrating, but not like vibrating while I'm live. Like, that's the weird part. I don't want to vibrate live.
Wow.
What? Does that bother you? Does that offend you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Oh, yes. So the Teslas, if you were to pre-order a Model 3 now, you would not get it until 2019. Before, like, even just like a few weeks ago.
I'm planning to get one in 2019, actually. That's my end goal plan.
Throw 1,000 on it?
Not right now, but at some point. Yeah. If it's
that way you lock in a spot.
Yeah, and so that I don't have to wait till like 2021.
While you can still get the money back, you've made a bit of a slight commitment towards wanting to do that, rather than just saying I'll get a car.
Yeah, right. Well, the thing is, I'm sure my vehicle's gonna probably fall apart. It already is, and I need to fix it.
You should do a video about how bad your van is.
That'll be on the vlogging channel, which will be starting soon. Yeah, right on the main channel. Hey guys, Ethan from WordTech here. My van's falling apart.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, right. I can't make videos now because I can't buy tech because I have to fix my van.
Yeah,
no.
So it's a tech video.
Yeah, right. So it is a tech video, technically.
Yeah, technically.
Technically.
In other electric car news, Volvo is officially moving away from gas power.
This is just like something Volvo would do. Yeah, this is just like something they would do.
So any cars launching in 2019 or later will be made either hybrid or all electric only.
Yeah, which I think is sensible. I love hybrids.
Mm-hmm.
Hybrids are awesome.
Now, what's going to be interesting...
That's why I own 3 Priuses.
What's going to be interesting with this decision, though, is how they plan on handling road trips. Because that's I mean, don't get me wrong. Not everyone does road trips.
Yeah,
So whatever. That being said, that was a common complaint of a lot of people with electric cars. Even people I know now that would want to buy a Tesla.
It was, yeah.
I had to, argue with them over, no, it's fine. Tesla's building a supercharger network. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. And that's something that's hard to explain.
No one else is doing that. Now, though, what I wouldn't be surprised to see, I don't know which companies would do it, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a few automobile manufacturers come together to make an electric network of a standard that all of the cars would use. Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah.
That way they can make the transition to electric.
It'd probably be something that Tesla would push. Something that Elon Musk would push.
Why? They have their own.
Well, you said if it's going to be something that's standard. What I'm saying is not. I'm saying push theirs other people to use their charging system.
I mean, if anything, they would want other people to develop more chargers so that there's more available. Because keep in mind,
that's what I'm
Tesla
getting at.
uses a standard plug.
Yeah, I know they use a standard plug. What I'm getting
So
at
if they-
is using some of their tech for their superchargers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've open sourced a lot of their patents.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt if they're supercharging
Somebody
stuff.
could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is a pretty big shift for Volvo, and I think it's a good indicator of where the market's going in general for cars.
Yeah. I miss when Volvo was made in Sweden, though.
Yeah.
Now it's China.
But
Makes me
China's
sad.
better.
But China's better.
Yeah.
China costs less money.
This is true. Hey, can you check the power cable, Calvin, for the camera? Make sure it's not tugging on it too hard. Just that area there. I want to make sure. Okay, good. I just want to make sure.
Yeah. No, I made sure it was...
Yeah, I figured you made sure. I just don't want to damage that because it would suck. Because instead of blue screening, our camera loses power.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So yeah. Oh, and this article even mentioned. So yeah, Tesla's plan is 500,000 cars in 2018 and 1 million annually by 2020.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Which is a good goal, I think, for a really broadly available one. And we're gonna start seeing them everywhere because it's the kind of car like when people think of I want to get my new car. When they think of new car, they usually think $30,000-ish dollars for their price point.
Yeah.
Some people are looking more like the 20s, but it's pretty hard to find a good car in the 20 like under sub 20 range except like a Dodge Dart.
If you get a car that's like under 20 grand, you're gonna need a new car in 10 years.
You should get a used car anyway at that point. Yeah, if you're gonna spend like 16 grand, go spend 16 grand on like a 3-year-old car that's got like 40,000 miles. You're gonna get it for like half the price.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No,
but
you
when
should
you
buy
think
a
of
Porsche.
brand new, you should think of $30 to $40,000 should be your price point if you're thinking of a brand new car.
Yeah.
So.
And this will be
Exciting.
especially, and this is part of why we'll see stuff like this. This is going to be especially important with, even though in the U.S. the federal government is loosening the standards that they had initiated previously
Right.
on fuel emissions, states aren't. So, for example, California is going to have, I think it's their requirement will be like 15% of cars or trucks sold in 2025 to be zero emission.
Right. Yeah.
So you're going to hit a point.
Which is a decent way to go about it when
Yeah.
it's new vehicles only.
You're going to hit
Can't
a
push
point
it on the people that already own
where,
cars.
in order to sell in states as important as California, you have to meet those standards anyway.
Yeah, it makes
And
sense.
what car manufacturer is going to make a California-only car? That would make less sense than just improving your line.
No, that's all they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a California only model.
Yep.
It's the better gas mileage model.
You can only buy it in California.
Right. Well, I mean, there is a pretty good fight for gas mileage too. That is the first thing that most people look at when buying a car is gas mileage. So there's pretty good competition in that area already, and this is just gonna push it further.
I mean, kind of.
Which is good.
If there was proper competition,
They're just pretty decent because I mean a lot of people are buying it like, hey, this SUV v this SUV, they're around the same size, but this one gets three more miles to the gallon. I'm going with this one if it's close to the same price.
And then you hit up to like the upper 20s, low 30s, and then most car manufacturers are just like, yeah, this is all we're gonna do, unless it's a hybrid.
Yeah.
So.
Indeed. Yep.
But yeah, really nice push. I think it's gonna be important as far as how well this does to see how they handle charging.
It's exciting.
Though
it's pretty cool.
That's that's going to be one of the key things.
Yeah,
going forward with any electric car company.
Yeah.
Which is why there's so many, by so many I mean like 3 or 4, new electric car startups, and I just don't see them.
Yeah, it's like that's not something you get on board as a startup right now. You just don't. The car companies are already so big, you're not going to go competing with them.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're Elon and you start with a super primo exclusive like he did.
You have to have that's what most of them are doing. But the problem is...
But that's already been done.
You have to have the drive to know that your car is going to sell terribly, and you have to be able to convince investors, hey, despite the fact that this is going to sell terribly, it'll work.
Yeah, and that's the hard part, and that's something that Elon.
Because wasn't it? No, not Faraday. There was a previous electric car company that went out because.
Faraday didn't go out, did they?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say they're still around.
It was a previous one. It was Fisker.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Who actually worked on some of the Tesla designs and then ditched.
Yeah, they shouldn't have ditched.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy. You ready to get on to some more nerdy tech news? More nerdy status stuff? MSI
is making monitors. Okay. Yeah, so MSI is making a dedicated lineup of gaming monitors now.
It's exciting. I mean, They're not really MSI monitors. But
Well,
they are MSI monitors. No, a lot of companies do this,
Yeah.
though. They're rebranded panels, Samsung panels,
Mm-hmm.
with the curved 27 and 24-inch. You guys probably saw some of the news about the 27 and 24-inch curved panels from Samsung. 1800R curved, 144 hertz, 1080p, and pretty good color gamut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My biggest problem is 1080p, realistically, in the 27-inch.
Yeah, 24 is okay for 1080, but yeah, that's when you start, like, for example, my 29-inch ultra-wide, it's a 24 height wide, I'm like, this is the limit of 1080. This is, like, I don't want to go any bigger unless I go to 1440.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. That's really my only disappointment with this. I mean, I don't think we know price yet.
It could be really cheap.
Yeah.
There's the potential for it to be, like, dirt cheap.
I mean, looking at the body, it's not going to be. It's got that gamery design. That
It's going to be
they
more
probably
expensive than the
spent more
Samsung
money
version,
on.
I bet.
Yeah.
Because the Samsung version is more of a business-associated design.
And on top
to
of
it.
that, Samsung doesn't have to make a profit off the panel. They only have to make a profit off the whole thing.
Right, exactly, yeah.
So-
Whereas in this case, yeah, so it's going to be more expensive than the
Yeah.
Samsung. Hopefully they maybe put a little more color testing work
Yeah.
into it, manual labor. to make
And
the
then,
price
so
worth
this monitor, it's going to have 4 millisecond graded gray, which is typical for IPS.
That's a little low for
Huh?
IPS. A lot of them are 5 to 6. That's decently
A
low.
lot of the
It's
gaming
not
ones
typical,
are 4.
yeah, right. What I'm
And this is
getting
a
at
gaming monitor.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's pretty decent
Yeah.
for IPS. Because I remember when IPS was first starting to explode,
Mhm.
6 was like the best
Yeah.
you could get.
And then the full display response time is 8 milliseconds.
Yeah, which that's actually better.
And
than
it's
a lot.
nice that they show that. Or
A lot of them are
explain
closer
that.
to 15.
Yeah.
So it's cool that they show the full display too, because a lot of companies won't do that.
Mhm.
They're like gray to gray, and it's like that doesn't tell us anything about what the actual response time of the entire panel
Yeah.
is. So
So as far as inputs go, it has a DisplayPort 1.2, a DVI, and an HDMI 1.4.
Yeah.
Both the HDMI and DisplayPorts can use FreeSync.
I do like FreeSync.
Mhm.
Yeah, FreeSync is cool. They're not making a G-Sync version of it though?
Not as of now.
Okay, because this panel has been using Samsung made a G-Sync version, right? Didn't they? Of this panel? I think they did. Which, I mean, it's not really the panel it's G-Sync. It's the module that connects it. So, as long as the variable refresh rate is within spec and everything,
Yeah.
then it works. It's not FreeSync 2, though, unfortunately.
The
It's
thing
not
is, though,
HDR.
with G-Sync is that the panels have to be validated by NVIDIA.
Right, so they cost more. That's part of the problem with G-Sync, really. Like, I like the idea, and I like
wouldn't mind
some
it.
of the minor
I
benefits
wouldn't
you
mind
get.
it if they supported FreeSync as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
yeah.
G-Sync is like a guaranteed quality.
Yeah, that's what it should be. Really what it should be is you got this $200 price premium on a panel. It's like NVIDIA cards will work with FreeSync and G-Sync. G-Sync is better.
Mhm.
Inherently, not even just related to the panel quality, which is a
Yeah.
whole separate thing.
Mhm.
G-Sync has its advantages.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to get into detail on here because that would take forever. If you guys want me to make a dedicated video about that, I will. But, then you've also got the better color capabilities and
Mhm.
quality panels, and you've got the likelihood of you getting a dead pixels almost zero with them.
Yeah.
Those kind of things. And so I think it should be a premium product,
Mhm.
not a if you have NVIDIA, you have to go with this. Because I'm going to be buying, my next monitor will be a FreeSync monitor despite having an NVIDIA GPU. Because I'm like, I'm not going to spend the extra $200 myself,
Yeah.
but other people are willing. And I might be switching to AMD GPUs at some point anyway when I build my desktop. So
We'll see.
we'll see. Well, that could be a year from now. We don't
Yeah.
know. It depends on what is happening when I can afford it. I got other projects.
Yeah.
Yeah. Verizon.
Mm.
Verizon doing more really awesome in support of net neutrality things. Just kidding.
Yeah. So for those that don't, and I don't expect many people to know about this, for Verizon Internet or for Verizon wireless service in rural areas that they don't normally cover,
Yeah.
they have an agreement because there's a lot of places where they own spectrum, but they don't build out a network because it doesn't make sense cost-wise.
Yeah.
And there's local companies that do have a network built out. And so what Verizon does is they have this deal with those providers to offer spectrum, and in exchange, their customers can utilize the network or utilize the bandwidth there. And so essentially it's like a roaming but not roaming.
Right.
is the
It's
idea.
roaming, but you don't get charged for roaming.
And your
So-
phone doesn't act like it's
And
roaming.
it doesn't say
Yeah.
roaming. Yeah, right.
Because it's running off of Verizon's spectrum.
Technically speaking, it's running
and-
off Verizon.
Yeah.
In a sense, yeah.
And so for those that also know, with unlimited data, Verizon has a 22 gigabyte cap before they initiate deprioritization. Now, I hate the comparison between deprioritization and throttling because they're very different things.
They are. They're very much so
Um,
different. You can get the same speeds even if you're deprioritized.
Yeah.
It's not like throttling where you are slowed down.
Yeah, where you're guaranteed slow down.
Yeah, right. Whereas, you're just...
Deprioritization is based off of network limitation, and if the network is already hitting its maximum utilization and overutilized, everyone will be slowed. The
Yes.
deprioritization just says, hey, this person is more likely to be using a significant amount of bandwidth, so let's let that one person get slowed down so more people can get through.
And I think it's acceptable in that sense. At that point,
Yeah.
it's and having a set of people that are deprioritized lined up, this person starts doing things, this person starts doing things. They just go, okay, throttle these guys a little bit, and they throttle you to a point.
Yeah.
Too. It's not
And
like
it's
you're just slowed down.
Literally,
to
the
nothing.
millisecond that the tower is no longer capped out at capacity, it goes back to normal.
Yeah.
They literally update every millisecond.
That's
on
just how it works.
prioritization.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really not as bad of a thing that people make out to be. Now, if you
Yeah,
live in,
deprioritization's okay on a wireless more specifically too.
Yeah.
When you're looking at a wired network, the chance of it actually being clogged up
well, there's
is pretty rare.
There's no companies that currently do deprioritization on wire.
No, what I'm
Yeah.
getting at though is throttling, deprioritization, that kind of stuff. It doesn't make there's reasons for it being that kind of stuff being more prominent on wireless networks is because they get congested way easier versus Comcast could open everybody up to all maximum speed internet, and that's what they should do. Just hey, whatever our hardware can handle right now. And so potentially some people will be slow and some people will be faster, and they could do some kind of prioritization thing. But whatever our network can handle is what you get, and that's problematic to me, honestly.
Yeah. So what's happening here is per the it's called LTE IRA agreement that Verizon has with these carriers, they can't limit data. So there is no option to implement deprioritization. Now what's happening is Verizon is saying, well, since we can't throttle or deprioritize people, we're just going to get rid of them.
Yeah.
That's
And
literally
they're
what
offering to spend money to get rid of people.
Yeah. They're offering to pay off people's installment agreements
This sounds like
if
something...
you port out. Otherwise, they're just going to disconnect you and you have to pay it off yourself.
This is something Verizon would do.
Yeah.
This
Verizon
is exactly what they would do.
literally does not care about a customer the minute they become unprofitable.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if it's temporary.
Yes, even if it's one customer. That's the big thing to me, is it's like this impact to their bottom line is literally nothing.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, we're going to do it. Because we're assholes and we want more money.
Yeah.
And it's so annoying when they're already such a profitable company.
Yes.
Give a little bit of slack to the users that are in weird situations. The users that are having trouble with things. It's frustrating.
Yeah. Especially since they're not having to do all of the work of the network operation anyway. They're mainly just supplying
Yeah, they don't
spectrum.
really maintain it. They don't maintain it.
Yeah.
And so it's like at that point it might not really be costing them much.
Yeah. If anything, the only thing I can think of, because this is... A lot of companies have deals where even if it's not technically roaming, because of the way that this is set up, if you're off network a majority of the time, they reserve the right to kick you off the network. I know that having worked at Sprint customer service, we dealt with people that were roaming a majority of the time, getting kicked off the network before.
Right. You loved
and-
that job.
Yeah, totally. Almost as much as Calvin.
Yeah, that's right.
And
He
so
loved that job too.
Yeah.
That's why I never showed up.
And so what I could see as a reasoning behind why they wanted to deal with the LTE IRA situation in the first place was that what happens for the people that are on that network, I mean, this is a very, 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 I can't imagine it's more than a couple people. But what
Right.
about the couple people that are a majority of the time on LTE IRA? Let's say 51% of their data usage is on it.
Right.
And therefore they would fall under the restrictions of that.
Yep.
And they use 200 gigs a month.
Yeah. Yep.
So then 102 gigs of that is on LTE IRA, 98 is on regular Verizon, and therefore theoretically causing a detriment to other users. And they can't deprioritize them because they're mainly on the... I don't know exactly how all of that works. That's like one of my theories as to why they would want to do this.
Right, right.
Other than just, we don't like these customers because they're not profitable. Which
And that's got to be what it is.
reason.
That's got it.
That's the main reason. Let's be real. It's Verizon.
Let's be honest. That's the kind of stuff that they would do.
I'm just thinking like this might have been what triggered them thinking about LTE IRA, and then they're like, oh wait, they aren't profitable. Bye. Probably it.
Yep.
So.
Oh, Verizon's just, they make me mad. They're one of the ISPs that makes me mad. They're the only one that's close to Comcast for me.
They are worse than Comcast to me because they are the ones that initiated the net neutrality.
I think that their Comcast is worse to me just because I get shit internet through them.
But that's because you live in a shitty area.
Yeah, I know. My area gets terrible internet. Although our upload's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this guy and the guy back behind the camera get like, what, 250, 300 down?
No, it's 225, 230.
I still hate you so much.
Only 200.
What's your up again?
10.
Yeah, see, and I get 15 up. It's like, come on! I like having good up because we can do streams in pretty great quality, but it's like,
I mean, 10 is fine.
10 and 10 is fine. I mean,
Seems
we're running
how
at
that's
7 megabit right
Isn't
now.
10 above Twitch's max?
Yeah.
Yeah,
if
but
you use,
YouTube Gaming
if you
will
use,
support more
yeah,
for
but if
4K.
you use above Twitch's max, you get lesser quality.
Yeah, correct.
Which is
But streaming to YouTube, we could get better. We're streaming at 7 megabit right now, though, and it's doing fine. I could push it a little further, probably for a little better quality, but I'm
Do
like,
it, pussy.
nah, I don't want to cause a blue screen. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So Illinois is supposed to ban geolocation without consent.
Yes. So the way that this would work is essentially they would require the user's consent, as it sounds. They would require the user's consent for apps to be able to get user location.
Yeah.
Now, while that sounds cool, it really doesn't matter. Because for one, if you have a modern Android phone or an up-to-date iPhone, it's going to any app that requests or that needs location permissions.
You have to give
okay
it permissions
on your phone.
Yeah, and then it's just a permanent permission.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And realistically, come on, the NSA.
Yeah.
They can see you no matter what. So you're not private no matter what.
That's
It doesn't really
not what
affect
this
you.
is about.
No,
This
I
is
know.
about-
I'm just.
But so for one, anyone with a modern phone doesn't matter. On top of that, any app could just put in the terms of service, "Yo, dog, we gonna track you."
Yeah.
And then on top of that, again, Illinois can't even afford to enforce this law because they haven't even been able to pass a budget.
Yeah.
So it's like the state that can do the least about it is trying to pass a law that would have been useful 5-10 years ago, but no longer matters.
Yep.
Because phones have dealt with it, and this law could easily be bypassed even if it was still relevant.
It's pretty sad.
It's like, great idea, great headline article.
Like, at least they're attempting something, but it's
Yeah.
like, that's not
It's
going to fix it. Yeah.
And their focus should be, there's other internet-related problems that their focus should be on more right now.
Yeah,
Especially if they're worried
totally.
about privacy. They should be doing what California is working on doing and implementing their own laws that essentially bring back the protections that the federal government removed as far as internet privacy.
Right, exactly.
So-
Yeah. So, whatever.
Yeah. Realistically, internet privacy and net neutrality are probably going to be topics we talk about every week or two.
Every week for a while.
years.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
I mean, I would prefer if we didn't have to.
Yeah, that's a good point. I won't disagree with that.
I will be very much okay with the day that we can stop talking about them because they're not a problem.
Yes.
Although I doubt that's going to happen in our lifetimes.
I think it'll happen in our lifetimes. I think it's just a matter of time.
We'll see.
Everybody in our generation's fighting for it and above. Any nerd.
We'll see.
Anybody. Most people.
We'll see.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Let's hope. Be optimistic about the future of the internet. Like shooting people through encyclopedias with a deagle.
Oh my god.
Let's not get into that one.
Yeah. Instead, let's talk about the most pointless topic we've ever talked about on WordCast.
But
No.
it is in here as a pointless topic to show how pointless it was that another source wrote about it. So PC Gamer took the time. We like PC Gamer. I'm not knocking them, actually. I do actually like PC Gamer. Generally, they're not the most detailed and most nerdy or anything, but they're not bad. But they wrote an article. Nintendo says it has no interest in putting its games on PC. Why did they take the time to write an article about Nintendo not putting games on stuff that's not Nintendo?
Clicks. It's literally just
it's just kind of like
the only way it could have been any worse is if they would have said Nintendo answers question on if they'll bring.
Yeah, then it
which frankly, with that type of article, I'm surprised they didn't.
Yeah, and here's the quote from Kimishima. We believe that we can further expand our core integrated hardware-software business by providing our software on smart devices and increasing the number of consumers who experience our IP. And then he also said, we are aware that many consumers play PC games. However, we believe that the integrated hardware-software business is the best way for us to provide the surprises and new gameplay experiences that we wanted to achieve. Really? What?
This article is fake news. They did not do their research. You can run Android games on your PC, therefore Nintendo games are playable on PC.
Boom!
Lawyered.
Also,
trumped.
Dolphin.
Yeah. But I'm saying
without
actually technically
right.
breaking the
and
law.
That's because Android is awesome and Google is awesome. So anyway, we figured we'd put that in there because, duh.
You know what's funny? My Chromebook will technically have more official Nintendo game support than a gaming computer.
This is true. This is technically true.
Because I have the Play Store on my Chromebook.
You do. Yeah. I hate you.
Yeah.
I don't have a Chromebook.
You need to get one just to play Nintendo games.
Right. Get a Chromebook to play Nintendo games. Oh boy, the world we live in is a beautiful thing.
Your Dell XPS Switch.
My Dell XPS Switch.
Install Chrome OS so you can play Nintendo games.
Oh my gosh.
You should dual boot Chrome OS.
My gosh. That's great. That's great. Oh man.
Now on to actual good topics.
Actual good topics that are actually really nerdy. So, AMD RX Vega leaks. These are leaks. Leaks.
I really hope it's not liquid cooled. That sounds really bad.
Leaks.
Everyone.
Let's not take this as hard fact, please.
Everyone.
They're leaks.
That RX Vega leaks.
I
wouldn't want to buy
RX Vega leaks. No, okay, so anyway.
It's probably going to ruin your other components.
There are leaks about RX Vega. So wait, now the Liquid talks to you about gaming?
Yeah.
God, man, this is a great world. I'm about to get something thrown at me. Don't do it! Okay.
Say leaks.
Leaks. Wait, leaks like Leeks? Leaks? Do you like leaks?
Huh?
Do you like leaks? I don't like leaks. Okay, so anyway, so AMD RX Vega leaks. Oh my gosh. Okay, I wish I could show you guys this right now, but my buddy is over at my computer right now, and he is literally putting pictures of leaks on my computer. I love it. Stop playing Futurama. We're doing a live stream. We're about to talk about the biggest subject, and you're like, I'm gonna pull out my phone and play a game.
Well, you're talking about leaks, and I'm just trying to get my clicks in.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, leaks about AMD RX Vega.
Playing Hearthstone.
So the leaks are reporting that it is ahead of a 1080, which is surprising considering, well, not exactly surprising, but RX Vega Frontier Edition is below a GTX 1080 and above a 1070. So this is looking like, okay, it's pushing further, which is good. Drivers will help with that, along with actual software development by the developers. That's going to help with it, along with a lot of other things that could help, like clock speed increases. Now we're looking at 1630 megahertz. That's 30 megahertz over what the Vega Frontier Edition runs at. Can you stop?
No.
It's reported to have 8 gigabytes of HBM2, more on that later, with 484 gigabytes per second of bandwidth.
Oh, I couldn't even see it, damn it.
But 484... This is monetized. You shouldn't be putting that in here anyway.
You couldn't see it.
484 millimeter squared die versus 314 millimeter squared for GP104, which is a 1080 and 1070, meaning it is a more expensive die to produce and to do photolithography on. So, that makes it a little bit harder for AMD, Radeon to actually drop the price. That's making it challenging because it's such a huge die.
I really don't expect under 500
anymore. I don't expect sub 500. I do expect a sub 500 version of it that's not much slower. AMD's been known to do that a lot with a lot of cards and a lot of CPUs where it's like, here's 2 versions or 3 versions of something, and for $100 less, you get basically the same thing, just it's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times that's a slight clock speed decrease, a little bit of a core count drop off, but not much. And some of them you can even unlock to full cores. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw that sort of thing here.
Yeah.
Some people are thinking that too. Maybe with GDDR5X. I was kind of hoping that RX Vega would be GDDR5X to save money, because then they could probably drop it to like 450, 400 on sale, and that would be like monster to the market.
It would be 400 or 450 on sale for the first day, and then mining. And then like
800, yeah, right. But anyway, that would put it actually at, you know, the same price point as a 1070, but beating a 1080 in performance. That's where they need to be in the market. Like, I'm not really frustrated at the fact that I highly doubt that Vega is going to beat, like, the 1080 Ti and the Titan XPP and things like that. I don't think it's going to beat those.
Yeah, it's not.
And, yeah, it's very unlikely, unless they have something hidden that's actually more powerful than FE, which I highly doubt. So, you know, which is okay with me. I don't mind if they're not the top dog.
Well, it also depends on how well they're... once they actually implement tile-based rasterization, because that's one of the big
things that FE doesn't support.
Yeah.
Or, supports
the
isn't
current
running.
drivers
Yeah,
don't.
the current drivers don't support for gaming. And so, yeah, it's a big deal, and we could see big performance improvement. We'll see what happens. You know, the same thing happened with Ryzen to an extent, where it got a lot better a couple months in. Same thing could be with Vega. It could be, you know, and that's okay. But anyway, even then, I don't really care too much if Vega itself beats out the Titan XPP and the 1080 Ti, because... for me, that's not where the majority of the market is. And while it's a good statement from AMD to say, we can make this most powerful thing, if they can make this, you know, third most powerful thing for the price of, you know, NVIDIA's fifth most powerful thing, as an example, or whatever, that's when it becomes a big deal. And it's the price to performance ratio in that more, like, between kind of consumer, gamer, and enthusiast. I like to see that market big. The 1070, 1080 price range is where this needs to be priced, and it needs to perform really well. Yeah. That's where you see gamers that have money will buy it, and enthusiasts will buy it. And I'm okay with buying it and going with AMD for various other reasons, including, like for example, saving money on FreeSync. Say this is, okay, you know, this performs, let's say, on par with a 1080, and it's $500, right? 1080 is $550. Let's say, as an example, it performs on par with a 1080. You know, if you go with a 1080 and you want a good monitor that supports G-Sync, you're looking at a $200 price premium right there. You go with FreeSync, you go with FreeSync, you're saving $200, and you're getting equal performance either way for, you know, less money, $200 to $250 less dollars. So, you know, as an example, that's something I'm actually okay with. I just hope that Vega performs well. I hope that we get good multi-GPU support, and not so much in older titles. I just hope that developers start supporting proper multi-GPU with DirectX 12 and Vulkan. Because I would like to see more GPUs and more power. Anyway, though, so the HBM...
You just want an excuse to buy a 1,500 watt power supply.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly right.
Well, no. You already have an excuse to buy one. You need an excuse to buy a second. Because we all know eventually you're going to have 1,500 watt power supply used up just for hard drives.
No, because the hard drives are going to be in a separate server.
Yeah, I know. A dedicated 1,500 watt power supply just for...
That's true. I'm planning to build a 32 terabyte server.
Guys, I got my new 32 byte server.
Like, boom! Check it out. I can store like a second of 4K footage on it.
A line of text.
A line of text. Oh my gosh. No, I am planning, actually, that'll be a project video that I'll definitely be doing for the channel, but a 32 terabyte storage server running on FreeNAS. That'll be a fun project. Probably looking at like December on that, though. That's a ways off. Anyway, though, so the HBM stacks are rumored to be, or leaked to be 4 high instead of 8 high like the Frontier Edition, which is going to significantly lower the cost of it because the 8 high ones are the expensive ones. It's still HBM2, but if they do this instead of GDDR5X and it doesn't increase the price much, you're getting better memory bandwidth and technically better performance, and I'd be okay with it. Now, you're looking at 31,873 3D Mark 11 graphics score versus 38,389 1080 Ti 3D Mark 11 graphics score. Now, if you compare that instead directly to the 1080, which is 27,618, that's a pretty good jump up from there. So it's looking like it could perform really, really, really good. It's just the price to performance and price point that's going to be a challenge for AMD on this one. So I guess we're going to see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing that I don't think you got a chance to see before.
Probably not.
But I just saw details on. So Gamer Nexus did a test of the Vega FE versus the Fury X clock for clock.
Okay.
And while in pro applications, significant difference, better IPC. In games, it was pretty much the same.
Clock for clock?
Yeah, clock for clock, pretty much the same performance as an RX 480.
Which is Polaris, not Vega.
Yeah, which means that they're saying that the IPC, at least until obviously things will change.
Tile-based rasterization is going to help a lot. Yeah.
But as of right now, IPC appears to about be the same.
So they could have just made a bigger Polaris die.
In fact, it would have performed better, frankly.
At
At least
better
based
power,
off of what we
better.
have now.
Well, yeah, based on our data now, it would have performed better per watt
And for the size.
and for the die size. Yes, yeah. But
Which is sad because
maybe that's. I don't know if Polaris properly supports HBM though. HBM2, I mean, because they didn't have HBM2 on any Polaris
what's
cards.
going to make a bigger difference? Doubling.
No, I'm just
chip
saying maybe
size
that's
or-
why. I'm not saying that's what would be a good reason.
Yeah.
I'm saying maybe that's the reasoning though. I don't know, but we'll see. We will see because Raja has tried to make it very clear. Don't judge the game performance of RX Vega on this, and that's very hard for us to do. But we're gonna just have to see what AMD has up their sleeve at the end of this month.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be a big wordcast about it. Depending on what day they actually release it at SIGGRAPH, maybe we'll try and do some live blogging on that on the site. That would be fun. We're going to start, speaking of the site, just a quick update for you guys that watch my channel consistently and stuff. Our new site, we will actually be doing quite a bit of content on there soon. You should start posting things, but I'm definitely going to start posting things.
When I'm not working 6 days a week, I will.
Yeah, right. Hey, come on, shut up. I work 5 days a week, and I do this. I do 5 videos a week. Sorry, 6 videos a week.
Yeah.
So, shh. Although,
I work 6 days a week.
Shh,
And
don't tell him that I haven't put out more. I haven't put out a video this week.
You already told me that earlier.
I'm behind, but next week I'm trying to get caught up. I've just been so busy with back-end stuff, trying to work on
You
the
can't
benchmarking
get caught up on
of
5
graphics
videos a
card.
week. You can only get to 5 videos a week.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to get caught up on other
That's
back
like saying you're going to get caught up on
No,
sleep.
I'm trying
That's not
to-
how it works.
I'm trying to get better caught up. God damn, I hate you so much. I'm trying to get caught up on back-end work for, like, tracking benchmarks and stuff, which I actually wanted you to help me do some benchmarking with some of your hardware if you're cool with that. But, anyway.
Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah, exactly. I use you to get my benchmark numbers,
Yeah.
but you can have mine too, so.
Okay.
Now, I'll record the data in my separate way, and you can record the data in whatever way you want to record it, because we have separate methodologies, but
Mine's good.
you don't even have a methodology. I'm about to write up a document explaining the methodology for everybody that does benchmarking for me.
Yeah, it's going to be click activate benchmark.
No. There's a button. There's a
You're gonna-
activate benchmark.
You're going to write a script that is just titled activate benchmark.
No, it's not a script. You have to go into PowerShell, and you have to type in activate-benchmark.exe. And then it starts the benchmarking process. Anyway, so I've been working on a lot of back-end stuff, trying to get caught up on that so that I can start doing the 5 videos a week. I'm also going to be building a render server here very, very, very soon. I already ordered some parts for that, and so that will help me with video production because I have to render every video that I do 3 times after transcoding it to Cineform, after all the editing's done, because I upload to YouTube, VidMe, and Facebook, and have separate outros for each of those occasions because nobody uses the same like dislike type stuff. So I have a separate outro. It's just render time. All I do is drag and drop. Like, it doesn't take a lot of work. It's just a lot of render time. So the dedicated render server running with Ryzen is going to help so much with that.
Someone needs to make... I mean, frankly, someone needs to make a online content creator specific video editing application in the first place.
An online one? Like cloud-based?
No.
Oh.
Even like a dedicated software one, but just with features specifically designed around
content
creators
for like YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that you can have, in fact, yeah, they should have one so that you can have like 3 videos rendered simultaneously just with different outros and stuff
well,
like that.
you just essentially it pre-renders up to the point of the outro.
Yeah,
and it, like caches that data.
And then just plops on the 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Because what I have to do is I have to render out the one of the videos, and then go back into the edit project, delete the YouTube outro, put in the VidMe outro, and then render it again. And so it takes a significant amount of time and a lot of storage, and I delete them all.
See, that's one of the
after,
benefits of that I like about Vegas is I could just copy paste the video content into like right after the end of the video.
Yeah.
Add the other outro, and then just do batch rendering for.
Yeah, and that was definitely nice. There's some things that Premiere Pro needs to really be better, in my opinion, when it comes to the kind of content that we're doing.
Yeah.
Overall, I like it. It's very fluid. Like, in fact, the other day I was learning stuff about Premiere Pro that I don't know how I didn't know. I'm not even gonna say what it was because it was embarrassing. But
How to
like,
cut videos.
yeah, right. No. So I double clicked something and I was like, oh, it does that. I wish I could have known that like 6 months ago, and I just didn't think about it. But I'm like, that's super intuitive, duh.
Mhm.
Like I was sitting there, and I was just like, I'm gonna double click this. And I'm just gonna say what it was. Okay, fine. So when you're editing source footage, you throw in like B-roll or whatever. You want to shorten it to the B-roll section that you want, right? You drag and drop the B-roll into a separate line on the timeline, and then you double click the B-roll, and it allows you to edit that specific source footage. Just doing a quick cut, and then to shorten it to wherever spots you want, and it just does it. You don't have to re-input it. I was opening it up as a separate file and cutting it and then pushing it in.
I don't even use Premiere Pro, and I know that.
I know, I know all these things. What? What, am I being yelled at by you?
No, his hair.
Oh, you have nice hair, man. So anyway, yeah, I can't believe I didn't know that. Like, I know all these things. I do a lot of editing. And I never double-clicked it, I guess. I just never double-clicked a video file for whatever reason. Anyway, we got some more interesting news to move on, and we got, like, 40 minutes to cover it. This one I'm really excited for. So, NVIDIA Multi-Die GPUs. So, yeah, they're killing GPUs. Multiple of them are dying. No. So
wait. So is this just how AMD is building their processors, but
it's
NVIDIA?
Similar. There's a little bit
just
of a
without
difference.
Infinity Fabric?
It's
Which
not
is actually how AMD is building their Vega GPUs?
This is true. No, it's not using... they don't communicate in the same way. They actually have a separate die that does system I/O management, so it's a little bit different. So here...
So it's like the same but different.
Exactly, yeah. It
Cool.
is the same but different. So, let's see here. The main difference is that the CPU cores are isolated on Epic and Threadripper and Ryzen in general. So sharing data between them is explicit, whereas as far as we understand, it's not with this. Now, it's still kind of in like the testing phases. It's probably not something we're going to see with like Tesla. It'll probably be after that. But Tesla.
That's the wrong GPU, dude.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean Tesla. I mean the Volta. I can't believe I'm out of it, man. I'm done. I'm not allowed to do this podcast anymore.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. I'll take over. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So
it's not gonna be. If they're experimenting with it now, it's not.
Well, they're experimenting with it, but they have done it. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's not just an experiment, really.
It's not gonna be Volta.
Yeah. So anyway, they are basically testing putting more than one GPU die per physical GPU die. So what it is your actual GPU itself on your card. So we're not talking like multiple GPUs on the card sense like that. They're actually like under the standard single size heatsink. They're multiple smaller GPUs that will work together in unison and function essentially as a single GPU that will give you substantially better performance. Now, versus a single monolithic GPU. So, performs better than a single high-end GPU. Where to get that? 45.5% above the single most powerful single GPU die that we have right now. And that's NVIDIA's own testing. Like, they actually tested this with 48 benchmarks. 45.5% was the average above what their biggest GPU could do. And that was with a working product. Like, this was something they were testing with a working product. So, yeah, anyway. So, let's see. A single GPU of this size, which is, according to them, impossible to build, that would equate to this in millimeter squared and everything, would be around 10% faster than the 4 GPUs in unison. So, meaning something that we can't build is only 10% faster than something that we can. So, it is a really big deal here. And it's also faster than the multi-card equivalent by 26.8%.
Yeah.
So, pretty nice there. Great for high-end workstations. Probably going to be too expensive for consumers, at least now. But we could see it in consumer products eventually, which would be really cool.
Eventually.
Oh,
I just lost.
So,
live. Okay.
you just lost the game.
No, you just lost, but you don't know.
I'm about to lose.
I don't even know?
No.
Oh, man. That's scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like how Calvin's back there. He's my manager for the chat, and he posts in the chat. We would like to announce that Ethan is no longer with WordTech. Daniel and Calvin will be taking over from now on. Oh boy, that is not the case. I'm still here, I promise. Just because I pretended to walk away wasn't my official resignation from the company that I own and is named after me.
Ethan just lost his own damn channel. Yup. Okay, let me go change the channel.
See, now you turn the comment section cancer. Why do I let you manage WordTech's comments? Oh man. Oh boy. There we go. I commented on it. With my personal account.
I thought you were banning me. I was like,
no, I'm not gonna. Yeah, right. My personal account can't ban you. You can ban. No. Anyway.
Actually.
Don't ban me, please. Oh, man. We do have more news, I promise. We're just, this is live, and when being live, we have to. Did you put me in timeout?
No.
Yes.
Oh.
You have been placed in timeout. You put me in timeout. I'm gonna go in the corner now. Lol. I got deleted because I'm in timeout. Oh man, I'm taking over with your personal account. Why did I promote your personal account but not mine? Because I'm supposed to be logged into mine. Oh yeah, it all makes sense now. Hey, we haven't crashed yet.
Yeah.
Nobody used Panda antivirus. It caused this to crash 4 times last stream.
Yeah,
3 times.
Take that, Panda.
Yeah, take that, Panda. I thought you were supposed to
Panda,
be low
Panda,
resource
Panda.
usage.
I got
Back to
browser
Windows
on my
Defender it is. Anyway, a little bit more news. This is a rumor. Rumor. I've got to make that very clear.
Did you just say rumor or fact?
Fact. No. So this is a rumor about the Galaxy Note 8. I also have some other news regarding the Galaxy Note series coming up. But anyway, the Galaxy Note 8 rear camera. It's just a rumor about the rear camera. It's going to be a horizontal arrangement according to this. There's an image. I'll actually post the link, assuming I'm not still in timeout. I will post the link to this so you can see the image that is supposedly going to be. I'm still in timeout.
Plus, you can't post links if you're not mod anyway.
Well, now I have to switch to my other account.
You had to do that anyway, whether or not I put you in timeout.
Why are you putting me in timeout? Okay, posting. There you go. So if you guys want to go there, it's a WCCF tech article. Again, it's a rumor.
I can't put WordTech in timeout.
Grain of salt. But, so it's got a horizontal arrangement for the dual camera system, a fingerprint sensor next to that, likely at least, and then more than one flash, which is interesting to see a dual flash. It could just be the heart rate sensor too next to it, but we haven't seen a dual flash before. So it would be interesting. And it looked like a flash, although maybe it's just a heart rate sensor. I'm not sure.
Mm.
So, anyway, thing is, it looks like the fingerprint sensor is sticking in a crappy location, which we were kind of all hoping would not happen. But, oh well, I guess it happens.
Essentially, the problem lies in the fact that they plan these phones out way in advance. And they made the S8 and the Note 8 with the same idea of fingerprint sensor under the display. It's the same problem that all rumors indicate Apple is running into, of you can't just place the hardware in an ideal location when you've already spent years designing the phone.
Yeah, that's part of the issue.
So they just stick it wherever they can. In the case of Samsung, that means next to the camera. Yes. In the case of Apple, rumors have it might be there, it might be non-existent at all.
We'll see what happens. I'm actually excited for the new iPhone because of the fact that it's 10th anniversary, and it's rumored that this is the first iPhone that doesn't have any Steve Jobs influence. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Because Steve Jobs, it was rumored, because they planned so far ahead, was influencing up to the iPhone 7.
The new Apple J phone.
The Apple J phone? Oh, let's not talk about that. No, so potentially 6
WCCF tech sounds legit sketch. I agree.
They do sound legit sketch, but they're actually an awesome. They're an awesome place.
That website.
They're an awesome place. You know what? In fact, a lot of the rumors they talk about that are rumors and leaks end up being true. I specifically, when new hardware comes out, I go back and check to see if they were right.
A lot of the ones that they weren't the first report on.
They're not usually.
Yeah.
though. They're not
But
usually.
the ones
they're
that they
mostly
are
reposts.
usually wrong.
Yes, but they're usually reposts.
So the
which
ones
is
where
okay.
they're copying other people are right. The ones where they're actually
yes, but
that's
their
what I'm saying,
team
them
is
as
pretty
a
intelligent.
source
Yeah, they're not.
is not a good
Yes.
source because if they're only right when other people give other people
give
approach
them the
info,
information, right? And I get that, but they are still good. I like their writing style. I like the people there. They seem to know what they're talking about. Anyway, point is, I go back and check, and they were mostly right about Epic and Threadripper. So, anyway, potentially 6 gigabytes of RAM for the Galaxy Note 8. And these are aside from the camera, just ones that kind of have already been talked about. And a Snapdragon 835 or an Exynos 8895 rumored CPU. So, yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Nothing major, but, you know, whatever. Alright, so then there's the Fan Edition. Is that what it's called?
Oh, the Note 7 that's just a rebrand?
The Note 7 that's just a rebrand, but it's okay. So Samsung is selling the
It's
Note
okay.
7 again.
It has Bixby. That literally makes it worse.
But it's not going to explode.
We don't know that yet.
It's more than likely not going to explode. I would literally bet money on it. So Samsung's Galaxy Note 7 Fan Edition. How great is that? Real quick, I want to address a question. Joe is asking, why so much RAM on a phone? Well, Android tends to be a RAM hog, especially on the Android or Samsung's version of Android with all their bloatware and stuff like that added to it. So that's why Samsung phones tend to use a lot of RAM. Like, let me check what my S8's using.
There's other stock phones that are using.
That's true. There's others that are using that have 6 gigs. But
the thing with something like Android is it, especially for people that just use lots of different apps, even if you don't use them all at the same time, is that they take advantage of RAM.
They do.
Not using RAM, like clearing your apps from your phone on Android is kind of pointless unless it's like battery hogging because of the way that Android handles RAM.
Yeah.
So essentially, the more RAM you have, the less that apps have to reload.
Yeah, so the more apps, you can go back further and they just are ready.
Yes.
And so as an example right now too, like I'm using 2.5 gigs of my 4 gigs of RAM on my Galaxy S8. That is after not, like I have apps open, but not as much as I normally do. And so it would normally probably be around 3.5 gigs.
Doesn't the OnePlus 5 have 6 gigs of RAM?
The OnePlus 5 has 6 gigs of RAM.
Yes. And that doesn't have much bloat.
Yeah. I mean, even Samsung's doing pretty decent on the bloat, but they have a lot of background stuff like the fingerprint sensor and the iris scanners and stuff like that that are going to all use a little bit of RAM to keep those processes running. But yeah, anyway, back to the Galaxy Note Fan Edition. So it's going to have Bixby. No one gives a shit. So anyway, it's going to have Bixby. This is all the return Galaxy Notes. I think this is a genius move by Samsung because they got to do something with all of them. Like, you gotta think, what else are they gonna do with all of these Galaxy Note 7s that they have returned?
Who bought my phone and then it blew up? Buy the same exact phone.
It's the same exact phone, but it's gonna be cheaper.
And with a different battery.
And it has a 3,300 milliamp hour 8-point battery inspection battery. Other than that, it's the same thing, but it's cheap, and some people that are really big Note fans will probably go for it. If you can get it for $400 or $500, it's going to be refurbished, so probably like $400.
It's just like how after the E. coli incident, some of the hardcore Chipotle fans kept going, but they still lost a lot of business.
Yes. Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, if it's $400, I might consider buying one.
You have an S8. It's literally better.
But B camera.
But quit wasting
I'm
money.
messing around. I'm not actually going to buy one. I did like it. I actually like it. I was one of the early adopters of the
Instagram or
Note 7.
Twitter?
No, is it on Instagram? It's
Facebook.
called Hearting It, yeah.
No, it's liking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, no, I actually really
fact,
liked my
there's a
Note
legal
7,
battle
and I
over
was really
the
sad about having to return it.
There is a potential
Made me cry.
upcoming legal case that will indicate the future of legal cases pertaining to likes. And if they indicate that you actually liked it, or if it's just a theoretically could be used as just a method of saving, as far as a legal.
Okay, nice. That's great.
I'll explain more after because it's not
also Dude JJJ Movies says Chipotle is garbage. I hope you go die. I'm sorry, I wouldn't actually put that. I wouldn't actually. No, I'm just kidding. No, Chipotle is amazing. How dare you diss Chipotle? Chipotle is the best place on earth. Oh my god, I love Chipotle. Like, just like straight up, guys. Like, here. Like, not cool. Not cool. Here. I'm not sure how well you guys could hear that.
Can you, like, quit playing other people's
But-
YouTube videos on our stream?
It's okay to have it in the background. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, I see how it is.
Ethan is going to be having a legal talk later today. It's
I
a
see
live
how it
stream,
is.
but I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
What,
I said I was kidding
Huh?
during
How
it.
you're timed out?
Yeah.
You didn't notice that 5 minutes ago?
You've been in timeout for quite a while.
I have?
Yeah.
That's why I was smiling at you earlier.
Oh.
He's in timeout.
No, wait, so after I said, who's Calvin, it didn't indicate to me.
Oh, after you said
Until
who's
I just
Calvin,
posted.
I timed you out like immediately.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, nope.
I'm in
Oh,
timeout.
boy.
That's fine.
You're in timeout?
I mean, to be fair, I timed out the owner of the stream, of the channel.
Yes, but not when I was in the owner's account.
Okay, well, I'm just going to do something really quick. Go ahead.
You're
keep
just gonna,
going.
you're just gonna do something really quick?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do now?
You don't
Time
even
me
know.
out, I dare you.
No.
What, are you going to get on the Twitter or the YouTube account?
I
have a better plan.
So, we have some more Vega news. What are you gonna do? No, you're not gonna go play some other tech tuber's live stream
No,
in
it's not what I'm-
hours.
That's not what I'm going to do. Don't worry
What
about
are
it.
you gonna do?
No, don't worry about it. Just keep talking.
What are you going to
See, then we're actually gonna get in a legal battle because in one stream we threatened to. Well, I didn't threaten to kill somebody. I told him to die. That's different. But we told somebody to die. We played 2 YouTube
You
videos.
told somebody to die. You played a YouTube video.
No, this is the Wii thing.
No.
This is the Wii
No,
thing.
no, Nintendo has nothing to do with this.
I like that. Legally, I didn't make a threat though.
No, you just told someone to die.
Yeah.
Which is rude.
No, I said I hope they do. I didn't tell them to. I said they hope they do. See, that's not a threat. That's like, if you do.
Anyway.
No, I'm kidding.
It's like
I'm
saying-
kidding.
I hope you pay me that money.
Like, serious face. Just money.
Back on that Vega
I mean,
shit,
to
though.
be fair, that has been a legal defense as of recent. If you say hope, it's fine. Doesn't matter what the actual context is. But you said hope. Oh no, he
The
did
word hope
actually
avoids
threaten him.
everything.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, how about that Vega, though?
So yeah, you know what?
What's-
Stop interrupting.
Hey, how about you come talk about Vega?
Yeah, how about you come talk about that? Oh wait, you don't know anything about it.
Nope.
That's not the problem. He
Yelling
just
at the
stared
guy
me
behind
on
the camera. You guys can't hear him. Yeah. So anyway, Vega FE, so Vega Frontier Edition, has been tested in Crossfire. Crossfire. It apparently works flawlessly, like as in the Crossfire works, which is not something that we were like, oh man, like didn't expect that. Right?
Well, guys, Crossfire works.
Like, right, oh, we clicked a button and it said that there was 2 GPUs. But anyway, so before I get to the actual test results, commonly, a lot of these results have bad frame times. So you're not necessarily going to be getting the smoothest experience, which is totally normal. Crossfire and SLI are always going to have higher frame times. Until we get DirectX 12 and Vulkan to support proper multi-GPU rendering, that's how it's going to be in those situations. And so that's something to be expected. It wasn't like particularly worse than other Crossfire setups or anything like that. But yeah, bad frame times, which make things not seem smooth even when you're getting, 120 FPS or something like that. Now, getting into some of the results here tested. Again, this was 2 of them, not more than 1, so it wasn't tri-fire or quad-fire, it was just crossfire, or dual fire, as some people call it, not sure why. Anyway, Dirt Rally saw 20% performance improvement at 1440p and a 54% performance improvement at 4K. So we're looking at, of course, nowhere near doubling, but that's expected. Okay. Now, Fallout 4 saw 12% on 1440p and 16% on 4K. So, again, not really worth the extra money, but it's still fun to test these kind of things. Grand Theft Auto 5 saw plus 19% at 1440p and plus 84% at 4K. That's starting to get into this is worth it area. So that was pretty cool to see. I did actually like seeing that. Are you spamming chat again?
No. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Please tell me you figured out what I did, Calvin. It has nothing to do with chat.
Anyway, what?
Don't worry. Just go on.
I hate you. I hate you. Anyway, Hitman saw minus 1% at 1440p and no improvement at 4K. So yeah, nice on that. And then Witcher 3 saw plus 42% at 1440p, the highest 1440p result, and plus 75% at 4K, the second highest 4K result. So that's good to see. One thing to keep in mind is some of these games at 1440p in particular, the reason you're seeing such big differences could be due to CPU bottlenecking, depending on how high the frame rates were and what CPU was being used. I don't remember which one it was actually. So anyway, just keep that in mind that could be part of why you're seeing such big differences on some of them.
It was a Pentium. No.
Yeah, right. It was a Pentium. So anyway, but it does leave it's a result that we kind of expected. It just shows that multiple GPUs still aren't worth it. But again, hopefully the new APIs change that, because that would be really nice if the new APIs made it so that we actually had really good multi-GPU rendering. That's something I would like to see. That's something all the enthusiasts would like to see, is being able to push triple 4K monitors if we wanted to with 4 Titan XPPs. Yeah. So that's something that I would love to see. And also, we really need, a reason for people to have these 1500 watt power supplies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Corsair's just begging, please, more power consumption, guys. We're not selling as many of these units now.
I mean, I'd still rather them focus on efficiency.
No, I know. I'm totally kidding. But then again, people that have the really high wattage power supplies that maybe bought them 3-4 years ago, it's like, oh, now they can actually maybe use that. But, whatever.
I don't know. I mean, mainly I want efficiency because I want more people to have fanless until they're actually playing games on their PSs.
Well, I know why you want more efficiency. You want more people to be able to mine and get better yields because they're spending less on electricity.
Yeah, that way they buy more graphics cards, and the graphics cards go up, and my whopping 5 stock in AMD makes me a whole extra couple dollars.
Yes, he admits he has stock in AMD.
Yeah.
But he admits it on my tech channel, so it's okay.
I mean, I haven't posted any videos on mine.
Yeah,
so
when you post on yours, you should mention that.
I'm going to.
Good, you're good. I don't own stock in anything.
Yeah.
Because I'm a loser.
Yeah.
So, whatever. Anyway, I own stock in my company. No.
Yeah, speaking of which, we need to talk percentages.
I think Calvin gets the most.
94?
Yeah, you need to learn how to do this.
Hey, you just help with the weekly video, man.
For now.
And, articles soon.
I've been talking to you about back-end stuff for literally ever. Just general,
I don't know what you're talking
YouTube
about.
tips and... Yeah, you do. Shut the fuck up.
I'm kidding. You've been a big help.
You've
been a big help.
Look, I am the headlining person on the podcast.
Look at the title.
Is that what you changed? Oh my god. I hate you. Why did I let you have editing privileges over these?
So that I could post a video. You realize I've had the...
I know, you've had it
to your
for
channel
a
for
long time. Now I have to go change it. Come on.
I can change it.
Well, go change it.
Okay.
To something good, like what it's supposed to be. So unfortunate. So unfortunate.
Can I buy some stock?
Oh, JJJ Movies wants to buy some stock in the channel. Well, if we were actually profitable too, I would probably not. No, I would pay you for your work if we were actually, making money. But that could happen at some point, it's just a matter of time. So, I like how you updated the title, but it didn't update in my tab, so it says Logan Cast and then it says WordCast.
It takes a second for it to update.
Well, I think you have to refresh for the actual.
No, because I didn't refresh it. It did now.
Yeah,
no, I'm talking about the actual the tab.
Yeah.
The tab still says Logan Cast.
Oh.
But if I refresh it, down here it says and then it refreshes to WordCast. Yeah.
The title.
Can you stop? Gosh. Oh, man. We're accepting souls and bananas for our stock purchasing.
Yeah.
See, we already lost a viewer now because you keep messing with the title.
No.
No, we probably lost a viewer because that's all our topics for today.
No, we lost the title because we switched out of Logan Cast mode.
We lost a title because we switched out of Logan Cast mode?
Yeah.
Can you switch it to, proper name and
It
more?
is a proper name.
And more at the end. Thank you. Switch it back, please. I'd appreciate it. So I don't have to do it. So anyway, everybody, that's pretty much all the tech news we got for today. No, that's not what I told you. That's not what I told you to do.
You did tell me to put "and more."
Oh my goodness. Oh, Justin's back. Oh, he was gone, but he's back now. Well, great. You're back just in time for us to say that we're pretty much done now. Do you have any more topics you'd like to talk about? Anything saved maybe in like a feed reader or something?
SpaceX did a successful launch today after 2 auto aborts. Essentially,
that's right. That was today.
On the 2nd was the initial planned launch. And the new rocket is using more sensors than they've ever used in the past. And
okay.
they've been working on an auto abort sequence so that if there is any decently statistically likelihood of the rocket malfunctioning,
An explosion.
A spontaneous disassembly
Yes.
is what it's called.
Yes.
If there's any risk of that, then it will cut off the flight. It won't launch. And so what SpaceX had happened was on the 2nd, it cut off at T-10. On the 3rd, because of I think the same problem, it cut off at T-9. And then today it was fine.
Good.
Successful
Good.
launch.
That's
it
good.
did better than the minimum mission requirements as far as location, so everything is 10 out of 10.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. I love hearing that.
The only thing I didn't double check, I know that there was rumors that they might attempt fairing recovery, which would be a pretty big deal. Fairing being the part that connects the first stage and the second stage, I believe. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not a rocket manufacturer.
You're not a rocket manufacturer?
No. I've only played Kerbal a few times.
You don't just like manufacture rockets, like you just make them with your bare hands. You're just like rocket.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I could
misheard you.
afford my 5 AMD stock.
Right, by building rockets with your bare hands.
Yeah. Because I lost so much money that I could only afford.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for today. So yeah, that was awesome. There was quite a bit of tech news. We'll be back next week and attempt to be a little bit more on time. Although we were only like 15 minutes late this time, instead of 30 to 45.
You didn't set up.
Yeah. Well, you know though. At least we weren't over an hour because blue screen.
Hey, we weren't over an hour late. We started on time.
This is true.
Well,
We
not
started on time.
We started pretty close to on
We
time.
started pretty close to on time, and then we blue screened, and then we blue screened, and then we blue screened, and then we tried again, and it was an hour later.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. That was exciting. But yeah, we'll be back next week. Definitely be on the lookout for a video upload from me. It should be tomorrow or Friday, more than likely tomorrow, but we will see what happens. Thank you everybody for watching. That was great. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. It's probably going to take 7 years to turn off. That was so